Injuries suck. They're hard to see. They're disheartening, but they're part of the sport. There's something you're going to see on a weekly basis, but we still hate seeing these players get carted off, which is what we saw with Nick Chubb yesterday when he had that knee injury. But we got to talk about Jerome Ford. He is the hot waiver wire claim of the week. Everybody's looking him up. Everybody's seeing what he's about. They're trying to get the information, and that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to look at the deep stats. We're going to do the deep dive, let you know whether or not you need to get him off the waiver wire. Before we do this, you need to click that subscribe button right now. Click it with the mouse. Tap it with the finger on your phone, because we're doing deep dives on these lesser known players every single day. We're going over the advanced metrics. We're going over the production and everything else to help you make your decisions and win your league. But let's look at Jerome Ford. Unfortunately, Nick Chubb suffered the injury. We all know about it. Really blew up Twitter, and it's sad to see. And he's going to be out for the year, and we have to see when he comes back next year. Dynasty, that's going to take a hit. We do not like seeing this. This is very sad to see. Very empathetic towards this. I like Nick Chubb. He's a fun running back to watch. We don't like this. But with Jerome Ford, he had a good game. 24 PPR fantasy points, 106 rushing yards, also was used in the passing game. And he's a running back that needs to be on the radar. And I think he's already on the radar. 5'10", 210, good size. We saw the explosiveness yesterday. But we're going to go over everything about him so you know who he is and you know whether or not he's worth it for you, because you might be in a shallow league or you might be in a super deep league. You might be already rostered. But looking at this back to the high school days, 4-star recruit, one of the best running backs in the country, and he went to Alabama. That says a lot. As a young running back prospect, he was considered one of the top guys in his class. We get a lot of running backs that get that accolade and don't hit the NFL scene. We're able to get this far, and that's a good thing to note. Then we get to his career. We go to Alabama. Things don't work out quite a bit, so we go to Cincinnati, and then our final year there, we blow up. 1,300 rushing yards, 19 touchdowns, highlight after highlight after highlight, long run after long run. Very good season, fun season to watch. 3.07 yards after contact per attempt, 656 yards after contact. Good season. Forced 52 missed tackles. Again, has the size, adjusted athleticism to really hold it down for you. So that's good to see. And looking at Jerome Ford here, from a draft prospect, fell to the 5th round, 5'11", 210 pounds. So we got the size here to really get it done, which is good to see out of that. That is what you want out of your running backs, because you know they're going to use them between the tackles. And then you look at the athleticism here. We got the size, adjusted speed. That is what we saw yesterday on the field on that long run. Him hitting that 5th gear, getting downfield, the explosiveness. This is going to allow him to be a home run threat when he hits the 2nd level. This is going to give him that upside, especially if he catches some balls in the flat, sees some daylight in the 2nd level. This is going to give him some opportunity to have some splash weeks. Looking at last night's game here, we had that long run, but he was also getting a lot of carries. He's getting carries all over the place, not just to one side, not just to the outside, not just between the guards. It was all over the place, which means they feel good about him. They're able to give him the ball wherever they want to. They're going to allow him to be a focal point of the offense. He's established. You want your running back to be established, and that's what he's showing to us, which is a good thing. I think when you look at these charts, they show more than just the big plays, where the targets go. Really think outside the box here. You're seeing those lines go all over the place, which means this coaching staff feels good about using them everywhere in the run game. Also, I looked at week 1, had a good pass blocking grade as well from PFF, and he is a solid pass protector, has the size to do so as well. That is also good to see. And then in this game, he had a 58.8% opportunity share. We should see that increase immensely as he's going to get a full game as the dude for the Browns, 10% target share, as the game script needed them to throw the ball, 131 yards from scrimmage. And then I got the depth chart pinned down below. Don't forget about Pierre Strong. They got him from the Patriots in a trade just a bit ago, and he's got some upside as well. Good size, adjusted athleticism. I might have another You Need deep dive video on him as well here in the next few days, because he needs to be on the radar, because that's going to bump him up a little bit when it comes to snaps and touches. And he also has some upside. He's former 4th round pick, small school prospect, but he has some speed. He has some goods in his game, and this could be a good 1-2 combo on the cheap for the Browns. This could be an interesting combo to watch. We need to be watching this run game. Everybody is, because they're looking to get Jerome Ford off the waiver wire. But still, Pierre Strong is a guy you need to pay attention to. Keep him on your radar. Pay attention to his snaps and touches. If something happens to Ford, then Pierre Strong might be the next guy up, unless they bring in another back. They need to bring in another back for more depth here, it looks like, because they're going to need to. So don't be surprised if they bring in another running back. But right now, Jerome Ford is the incumbent. He is steady. He's dependable. He is a guy the Browns want to use, and they're going to use him often, and he's going to be getting touches unless something changes, whether it's injury or they bring in another guy. But there's not many guys on the street right now that can really just step in on any team and really take over. So Jerome Ford looks like he's going to be getting some opportunity here soon. And the schedule, we got a lot of ugly matchups. You see the Niners there. The Titans was an ugly matchup for the Chargers. We got the Ravens there. They got a slow pace. Colts after that might be okay. It really depends. They kind of got some up and down game scripts. Seattle. So we're going to have some ugly matchups, some ugly game scripts. But also this team, I think their backup game plan, if something were to happen to Chubb, was to throw the football. They have Elijah Moore. They have Donovan Peoples-Jones. They have Amari Cooper, David Bell. They paid a lot of money for Deshaun Watson. They did not draft a running back. They did not bring in a running back. Of course, they got Jerome Ford. Of course, he looked good last night. But considering the transactions here, I think their plan B is to throw the football. So expect the passing volume to increase to some degree. I think they're still going to use Ford to a large capacity, but I think they're going to increase the passing game. I think Amari Cooper's value is going to increase a little bit. I think Elijah Moore's value is going to increase a little bit. I think this is more than running back get hurt, next running back up. I think this is going to be an offense that's going to throw it a little bit more. I think that's their game plan. That's their backup plan. That's their plan B going into the season, and I think they're going to try that out immediately. I think they're going to do that. I think Jerome Ford's still going to get a lot of opportunity. He saw a 10% target share last night. I think he's going to be using the passing game still. I think Deshaun Watson will check it down to him. I think it's going to be a good opportunity nonetheless for Jerome Ford. But if we're looking at this Browns team, I think the passing game is going to increase in volume to some degree, probably a little bit, if not a lot more. And you need him because you need the touches. You saw the upside. You need a running back who is the top running back on their team, who's getting consistent workload. Game scripts are going to be ugly and nasty coming up. However, touches are touches. We saw Kyren Williams in a bad game script last week, and guess what? He made it happen. The team made it happen. Games go fluky, and sometimes things happen. You need your running back to get touches. He's getting touches. And that's really all you need to know. You put him in your lineup, you have him on your bench or whatever, but you're just hoping for the best at that point, because we know we got the size-adjusted athleticism to get it done, and he's also being used in the passing game. You don't need him because you like somebody better. Maybe Kyren Williams is on the waiver wire. Maybe for some chance Puka Nakua's there. He shouldn't be. Or maybe somebody better is on there that you like better for some reason. Someone got drafted or whatever, and you made a bid for that guy. Who knows? But weird things happens in leagues. I see it all the time in the comment section. You don't have room on your team because you have short rosters. You're stacked at running back. You drafted really well. You got a lot of dudes there, and you don't want to take a flyer. You're all right. You just want to go forward. But honestly, I think this is a player that a lot of people need to be looking at. I think he is a player that a lot of you guys need to be looking at because he's getting touches. Any running back that's getting touches is a you need player, is a player that you need to be looking at. If they're running a lot of routes, if they're getting targeted, they're getting a lot of touches, yes, you need to be looking at them, and then just play the matchups with them week to week depending on what's on your lineup. Chase the touches, chase the volume. Touches are going to be there with Jerome Ford. I think that's a no-brainer, and he is a hot waiver wire claim because I'm reading the tea leaves off social media and Twitter. I'm seeing it already in the comment section in a lot of my older videos. A lot of people want to know about Jerome Ford, and Jerome Ford's going to be getting workload, and that's what I can predict from that. That's an easy one to see right there, and you want to chase workload, and points will come off of that, off and on, depending on how these games work out. Plus, it's a bit in the future. But let me know what you think in the comments below. Make sure you hit that subscribe button on the way out, and I'll catch you on the next video.